So I figured, what the hell? I'll post my first video on the Las Vegas shooting that is not focused on the event itself, but is focused on forensics. And it's focused on tool markings and how to get them. Now I'm doing this 1005 style, TEN. I'm not copying him. But I'm doing this for my own protection. I'm in a very liberal state, California. And you know how that goes. So what I'm going to show here is how investigators in a crime scene can track a bullet from a firearm through tool markings. Now, a lot of you guys with about no content on your, if you have no content and you have 2 followers and you have a private account. Now, a lot of you guys just scream at me in the comments because I'm a commenter, I'm not a creator, which may change now. We'll see how that goes. But, call me a moron because you can fake it, or you can hide it, or this and that about tool markings. Well, this is just going to educate people on how you can trace a bullet back to the actual firearm that shot it. And I think that's extremely important in this case because you can prove what exact firearm shot that exact bullet that killed that exact person. So watch closely. I'm not going to be as long-winded as a lot of these great creators, and I'm more short and to the point, but my points are intelligent points. So please, everyone, watch this. I think you'll understand how this little segment here relates to the Las Vegas shooting and how you can prove without a shadow of a doubt that a bullet came from an exact firearm. And LVMPD did not provide this information, and I don't believe FBI investigation, when they come out with their final report, will provide this. But this is the kind of stuff that happens in everyday occurrences. If it happens in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska or wherever this is taking place, to an unknown person, you better bet that it'll happen with the worst mass shooting in American history. So I'm going to play this. Not going to say much else. Like I said, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I like to get to the point, but my points are intelligent. So here we go.
Forensic expert Greg Luskowski analyzed the bullets from the victim's body. Specifically, the lands and grooves created when the bullet passes through the barrel. These are unique to every gun. He compared them to the bullets recovered from Kay Bradley. They lined up perfectly.
The bullets from the first homicide victim and the bullets from the second homicide victim had the same class characteristics. That is, they had the same caliber, same make and type. They also had rifling characteristics on them that were identical.
The murder weapon was a Colt .38 caliber handgun.
I'm very familiar with those because I own one myself.
The ammunition was unusual too.
They were a lighter weight caliber than normal .38 calibers at the time, These were 110 grain semi-jacketed hollow points, which are typical of law enforcement ammunition.
It did occur to me at that time again, we're possibly looking for someone in law enforcement, security work, prison guard, that type of thing. Because the perpetrator had disposed of that weapon, they kept it.
The first task facing investigators was to identify the young girl. Her description didn't match anyone listed in missing persons report.
I guess I'll stop it right there. Don't want to go much further, but the point is clear. They identified what caliber, what firearm, and the relevance to connect that type of bullet and that type of firearm to a police officer. So if they can do that type of investigation in the middle of nowhere with a nobody, why aren't we receiving this information on the worst mass shooting in American history? And I'll end it right there. Take care.